Alright, hello everyone. Here's a video on linear equations. It's like a class, so we have our ACOR, our learning objective, and our HUA, our success criteria. Our ACOR is how to draw graphs of this form, and we'll be reviewing finding the X-Intercept. By the end of this video, you should be able to solve these pages in the book. Okay, so I've got 5 equations for you over here, and to solve them we must first review what the m and the c mean in the equation of a line. Okay, so the m is our gradient. That's normally given as rise over run. It's a fraction, rise over run. Our c is our y-intercept. So knowing that, let's solve this first question. We're first going to find our m and our c. So m and c. Okay, our m is 2 here. Put a 2 there. And our c is 3. No, it's minus 3. Minus 3. So our m is 2, and as a fraction, it'll be more useful. As a fraction, 2 is the same as 2 ones, or 2 over 1. So we have our m and our c now, so let's plot that. So c is our y-intercept. So it crosses the y-axis over there at minus 3. M's the rise over run, so it rises by 2, like that, and it runs by 1. It rises by 2, and it runs by 1. And that is the equation of our... Sorry, that's the graph of our line. Something like that. All right, so number 2 here. Let's find m and c again. So m will be this here, the minus. But if there's no number there, it's just 1. So we have a single x, so it's minus 1x. As a fraction, that will be minus 1 over 1. And our c here will be 3. So c is the y-intercept, so it crosses at 3. I'll use a red pen this time, crosses at 3. And now m means it rises by minus 1 and it runs by 1. So if it rises by minus 1, it doesn't go up, it goes down. So it rises by minus 1, and it runs by 1. Rise by 1, run by 1. Rise by minus 1, run by 1. And you should have an equation that looks like that. Let's try the line. That works. All right. 3 more to go. Question 3 here. We've got y equals 1.5x. And that's it. So our m is 1.5. Okay, as a fraction, that's 1.5 over 1. Notice you can always put over 1. And if you know your fractions, that's the same as 3/2, which is more useful. Our c here is missing, so it's actually plus 0. C is 0, so it crosses at 0. So m, it rises by 3, so 1, 2, 3, and runs by 2. 1, 2. It's going to be there, there, rises by 3, runs by 2, somewhere there. So your equation, if I find this ruler a bit easier, sorry, your line, why do I keep saying equation? Your line will be like that. Okay, the last one, y equals 1. So we have no m. So m's missing, so it's the same as 0x plus 1. Right, so m is nothing, so it doesn't, it's a fraction that's 0 over 1, so it rises by nothing as it runs across for every 1. Now c is 1. Or another way to think about that is that y is 1 is when this equation holds true. So y here will be 5, 4, 3, 2, this is a green pen, it'll be 1. So it's this entire line here, that's y equals 1. And hopefully that makes sense, because that's when it also works if you look at the equation here, it rises by 0, so it rises by nothing, then it runs by 1, the whole line. So y equals 1. Okay, the last question here is a bit different. So you want to find the x-intercept of this equation here. So I've got a whole nother graph for this. So what does it mean to find the x-intercept? Well, the x-intercept's this line right there. So it's that line there. And that line there is precisely when y is 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. So the x-intercept is just when y is 0. So you just want to change this equation to make y 0 and solve it. So 0 equals 3x plus 9. Get a minus 9 on both sides. Minus 9 is 3x. Divide by 3 on both sides. And you're going to have x being minus 3. So the x-intercept is not minus 3, but remember it's a point. It's a point. So it's actually minus 3, 0, because points are given by two numbers. So it's going to be minus 3, 0. That's your x, y coordinate. Okay, thanks for watching.